Hello everyone, Mid Potato here. You just call me Potato. You don't have to call me anything else like that. It's been a long time since I've actually made a YouTube video. Only been 2 weeks. To be fair, it hasn't been that long. I just had a quick little break from just making content for a bit, considering that it was legit Christmas and the New Year's, and I want to take a break. And so the topic we're going to be talking about is how can ZZZ combat evolve? Now, ever since I've played since 1.3, I have realized that this game, in order for it to actually continue, for me to play it and for other people to play it, it needs to change something. And in order for it to change, it has to be something that's core to the game, which will be its combat. Its combat is literally the thing that makes me play this game. And I do think that everyone can agree with me that that's pretty much the reason why people play ZZZ and in games in general, is that the combat and or the way how the game is played is the reason why we play the games. Now, don't get it twisted. It isn't the only reason why people play the game like 100%. People also play it for the characters, the art style, and including the story. But that isn't what makes this game a game. If we just take away the combat, it's literally just a anime. And that's where I'm going with, is that in order for this game to survive any longer, they have to change the gameplay itself. Not just changing it with new characters. We don't need no fucking elements. We don't need any of that stuff. What we need is to change the way how you play the game in many different ways. The only game that I have seen out of the main 4 of the gacha games that has changed in some way, shape, or form, the closest was Honkai Star Rail. And the problem with their stuff is that the only way how you play differently is through different characters. And that's literally it. What ZZZ has to break is that they do not have to make a singular character play differently compared to everyone else. What they have to do is that they have to change the actual core gameplay mechanic with every character, no matter who it is. And they should start doing it now before they start adding newer characters. Trust me, if they don't, the game will pretty much stay in the same state that I do not want it to be in, like the other games are currently. And that's why I really do think that this is pretty much the only way how they're going to change this game, is by adding a jump button. Not even joking, a jump button. And make it so that when you jump in the air, you're able to do air attacks. And then the game becomes something entirely different. Now. I know that there are gacha games, especially one in Hoyoverse, which is Honkai Impact 3's Part 2, that has added this already. But I myself do think that if ZZZ does that this early, it will literally change the game into something that is beyond what the other ones have. I know that I'm trusting Hoyoverse to do this, even though I know for a fact they probably won't even do this. And they really should, because, well, they have the money to do so. But I really do believe that if they add a jump button to Stone Zero, it would actually revolutionize the game as a whole. Now, the only thing that they would have to do is that they would have to increase the skybox of every area in the game, which is the only extra thing that they have to do besides making new animations for every character. But I do believe and I do hope that they change the game. If they do it this way, it would actually work. I think it will. I don't think it would fail, because it's a new gameplay mechanic that they can actually work towards and make it better over time with newer characters. And every character would have a jump button, making it so that any character can have cool combos with each other. It makes it unique compared to the other games, because the other games, they have like swap combos, but like they're mostly like on the ground half the time, if not most of the time. Like, just imagine Miyabi pretty much playing sort of like Virgil in DMC5. Think about it. Just think about it real hard. I know someone's going to say in the comments, but Potato, if they add this,
wouldn't it make swapping during parries irrelevant?
No, John, it won't. Because you know why? Because they can do it in a different way. They can make it so that you can swap in the air and initiate a swap combo in the air. Just so you know, they can do that. There is another game that does that actually.
Air combo! Team aerial combo! Team aerial combo! Sweet!
Let's give you another one. This time it actually hits home. So yes, ZZ has the potential to actually add aerial combat. Now, do I think that is the only way to make this game better? No, they don't have to actually add a jump button if they don't want to. That is entirely up to them. But what I am saying is that them adding a game mechanic like this would change the game as a whole. It would not make it feel worse. It's a jump button and it's just adding air combo. Now, if they make it clunky, then it's bad, but I highly am sure that they're going to be able to fix it because I believe that the ZZZs devs know what they're actually doing. Now you're probably asking what other type of mechanic that they can do that would actually not be a jump button if you don't want that or not. I have another one actually. Another idea that could actually be hinted at already.
Try harder! I'm here!
So what I just showed you was that a unique animation with specifically Ben and Koleda, when they are put on the same team, they both have very different animations. Koleda is basically jumping on Ben's pillar, using her hammer to slam onto it to make it explode at the bottom, which is very cool. And then not only that, Ben is basically like the supporting part here. He's making use of his pillar so that Koleda can do unique attacks with him, which is something that is only, I believe, only unique to these two characters. If I'm wrong, please someone tell me in the comments if there is another character or many that actually has very unique ass animations like this specifically. If there isn't any, I do think that this concept can work with ZZZs faction situation with, whereas there are many characters that are in very separate factions and each faction is unique in their own way, and they could make it so that every faction has their own specific team combo, pretty much like that. I know that it will make team combat very restrictive or a bit more restrictive, but you don't have to have 3 teammates of the same faction. You can just have at least 2 if you want to see the animation. I do think that like they don't have to make it like have special buffs. They can make it just different animations to make it look cool. Or they can add the buffs. It could be as simple as that. It would make it feel different. That's what I want. I don't want new combat to actually change the way how buffs are oriented and make it so that you have to run this team comp. I don't want any of that. I hate that, if anything. That's why I can't play Honkai Star, because I can't make characters that I like good enough because I need freaking like 34 supports to buff them 30 times in a row just so they can hit like 100k damage. Like, just imagine like a special team combo with Section 6. Do you know how unique that would look for like all of them? It would actually look cool. Or Sons of Caledon, or Victoria Housekeeping, or any of the other factions that come out in the future. They would all feel like a team instead of actually feeling like just characters and factions. But overall, there is many other ways to change the game's combat. You don't have to do these 2 specific ideas. There's a million things you can do. And I know that the devs can do it because, well, 1, they're developers. They're game developers. And I'll be real, it does take time to actually do these combat mechanics. But if you put your heart into it and you put actually passion and commitment, you can make something beautiful, and that's literally what you can do with ZZZ. As I can tell that this Hoyoverse game is the most unique one looking. Every bouncy looking character, to freaking Ben, to Lycan, to Billy, all of these characters in here, they're all different, and you can tell. And I could tell that they want to actually make this game really good, and that's why I only trusted them to actually make this game the best Hoyoverse game. But yeah, overall, these are my 2 ideas. Thank you guys for listening. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, you know, the usual. Also, just so you know, if you want to see me play Wuthering Waves, because I'm going to be playing Wuthering Waves 2.0 the rest of the patch, you can watch me play that on Twitch, twitch.tv/mid_potato. You'll see it. It's not hard to find. So yeah, I see you guys next time. I'm going to have fun with my Nicole.